What if I told you that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the quiet decision to move forward despite it? That the bravest souls you admire weren't fearless, they were simply willing to act while their hearts were still trembling. What if I told you that belief in yourself isn't born in moments of comfort, but in those nights when doubt whispers the loudest, and yet you rise anyway? And what if I told you that there is a formula, a pattern, a rhythm of choices, that anyone, including you, can follow to awaken unshakable courage, no matter the odds stacked against you? You see, courage is not some rare gift reserved for heroes carved in stone or legends in books. It is a force that already lives within you. The problem is, most of us bury it under layers of hesitation, perfectionism, and fear of failure. We wait for the right moment, as if courage will suddenly arrive like a guest knocking at our door. But courage doesn't knock. It waits inside, asking you to open, and today, together, we're going to open that door. We're going to unlock what I call the courage formula. Not a magic trick, not a quick motivational fix, but a series of principles that, when lived, will allow you to believe in yourself against all odds. So take a breath. Set aside your doubts for the next little while. Let's walk into the deep places where courage is born. Number 1, against all odds, the birthplace of courage. Courage rarely shows up in comfort. Think about it. When life is smooth, when the waters are calm, when everything is predictable, do you really need courage? No. Courage is born in the storm. It rises when the odds are against you. History whispers this truth. Think of the great leaders, the thinkers, the creators who changed the world. They were not handed perfect circumstances. They faced ridicule, rejection, poverty, even danger. And yet, in those moments, courage surfaced, like fire breaking through the night. But let's make this personal. Remember a time in your life when you felt completely overwhelmed. Maybe it was a test you thought you'd fail, a relationship that felt impossible to mend, a job interview that terrified you, or maybe it was simply getting out of bed on a day when everything felt too heavy. Do you remember? Now remember also how you got through. Maybe you didn't have a perfect plan. Maybe you stumbled. Maybe you cried. But you showed up anyway. That moment, right there. That was courage. And here's the thing. Courage is not glamorous in real time. It doesn't always feel powerful. Sometimes it feels like your knees are shaking, your voice is cracking, your hands are trembling. But it is in those fragile, imperfect steps forward that courage is born. And here's the paradox. Courage often introduces itself when fear is loudest. The very presence of fear is proof that courage is needed. Without fear, there is no courage. Without odds stacked against you, there is no triumph. So when you look at your own life and see challenges, don't curse them. They may just be the soil where your courage begins to grow. But if courage is born in the storm, then what guides it? What gives it direction? Focus, purpose. Otherwise, courage is just raw energy without aim. And that brings us to the first step of the formula. Number 2, clarify your why. The compass of courage. Every act of courage begins with a reason. Not just any reason, but your reason. Think about it. Why does one person quit halfway, while another keeps walking, even with bloody feet? It's not strength alone. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's the why. When your reason is clear, your courage has roots. When your reason is weak, your courage withers. So pause for a moment. Ask yourself, why do you want to push forward? Why do you want to believe in yourself? Why do you want to rise, even when everything tells you to stay down? Your why is not found in shallow answers. It's not because I should. It's not because others expect it. No, it's deeper, it's personal, it's raw. Maybe your why is to protect your family. Maybe it's to prove to yourself that you are more than your past. Maybe it's to leave a legacy that whispers through time. When you clarify your why, you create a compass. And here's the truth. Storms will come. Obstacles will rise. You will question yourself. Doubt will scream in your ear, but your why is the anchor. It's the hand that steadies you. It's the voice that says, keep going. This matters, and sometimes your why is bigger than you. Think of the nurse working endless shifts, not for recognition, but to save lives. Think of the single parent juggling 2 jobs, not for applause, but to feed their children. Think of the artist, ignored by the world but still painting, because the canvas is their truth. That is the power of a clear why. It fuels courage. It transforms ordinary people into extraordinary forces. So if you feel lost right now, don't force yourself to move faster. Don't pressure yourself to figure everything out. Instead, sit with your heart. Ask it the hard questions. Listen to its quiet answers. Your courage will grow the moment your why comes into focus. But knowing your why is not enough. Courage doesn't grow from thinking alone. It grows from movement, action. Even when that action is messy, imperfect, uncertain. That's where the second part of the formula comes alive, taking imperfect action. Number 3, take imperfect action. Courage in motion. Courage is not born in your mind, it is forged in your steps. And here's the secret. Those steps do not have to be perfect. Perfection is a lie. It paralyzes you. It whispers. Wait until you're ready. Wait until it's flawless. Wait until you know everything. But guess what? If you wait for perfect, you'll wait forever. Confidence is not the reward for getting it all right. Confidence is the reward for daring to begin. So start, even if your hands shake, even if your voice cracks, even if you stumble. Because action is the antidote to fear. Think about it. The first time you rode a bike, did you glide smoothly? No, you wobbled, you fell, you scraped your knees. But you kept pedaling, and soon, what once terrified you became second nature. That's how courage grows. Through trial, through error, through repetition. Every imperfect action is a seed that blossoms into belief. Remember this, courage is not about avoiding mistakes. It's about refusing to let mistakes define you. Each time you move, you prove to yourself, I can. And that proof is far more powerful than any theory, any plan, any thought of perfection. So what's one step you can take today? One action that feels small, but real. Send the email, start the workout, speak the truth, write the first page. Don't wait until the stars align. Don't wait until fear disappears. Do it scared, do it unsure, do it messy. But most importantly, do it, because once you take action, you'll meet something inevitable. Failure, setbacks, disappointments. And if you don't learn how to face them, they will crush your courage. But what if failure is not your enemy? What if failure can become your greatest teacher? That's the next step in the courage formula. Learning how to reframe failure. Number 4, reframe failure. The courage to learn. Failure, a word that scares us, a word that stops too many dreams. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. It's the soil where growth takes root. It's the teacher that no textbook can replace. Think about this. Every great leader, every innovator, every hero you admire, they all failed. Edison tried thousands of times before the light bulb. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. J.K. Rowling's manuscript was rejected again and again. But they didn't stop. They reframed failure. Instead of seeing it as the end, they saw it as feedback. Instead of shame, they found instruction. Instead of defeat, they uncovered direction. You see, failure is data. It tells you what didn't work. It reveals where to adjust. It points to hidden lessons. And those lessons, they shape you. They sharpen you. They make you unshakable. The real danger is not in failing. The real danger is in refusing to rise again. When you fall, you have two choices: bury the dream or build the strength. Each setback can be a step. Each mistake can be a map. Each no can be the path to your ultimate yes, but only if you reframe it. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can this grow me? Where can I go from here? That mindset, that shift turns failure into fuel. So the next time you stumble, don't let it break you. Let it shape you. Because courage isn't the absence of failure. Courage is the decision to keep going, even when failure walks beside you. But here's the thing, you can't walk this road alone. Your courage can wither in isolation. It can drown in toxic voices. That's why the next part of the courage formula, choosing the right people and surrounding yourself with courage. Number 5, surround yourself with courage. The power of proximity. Courage is contagious. Confidence spreads. Energy transfers. Think about it when you're around people who doubt themselves, who complain, who always expect the worst. Don't you feel your own fire dim? Now flip it. When you're with someone bold, someone who acts despite fear, someone who believes in their mission, don't you feel stronger too? That's the power of environment. That's the secret of influence. You are not only a product of your choices, you are also a product of your circle. Self-made leaders understand this. They curate their environment. They choose voices that lift, not those that limit. They find mentors who challenge them. They seek friends who cheer them on. They surround themselves with courage, and that courage becomes their own. It doesn't mean cutting everyone out, but it does mean protecting your energy. It means asking, who makes me braver? Who drains me? Who helps me rise? The answers matter because courage is built in community. It multiplies when shared, even in history. Heroes stood with others. Martin Luther King Jr. had a movement. Malala had her supporters. Mandela had comrades in struggle. No one stands alone forever. Even lions walk in pride. So ask yourself, who's in your pride? Who's in your corner? Who's helping you step into the storm? Surround yourself with people who believe in something bigger, with those who remind you of your strength, with those who won't let you quit. Because courage isn't only personal, it's collective. And when you're part of a courageous circle, you rise higher and you stay stronger. And once you've built that circle, once you've found your people, there's still one last step. The final piece of the courage formula, the choice that separates dreamers from doers. It's the decision to keep moving forward. Always forward, even if the steps are small. Number 6, keep moving forward. Even small. The persistence principle. It's the quiet force that builds confidence. It's the invisible current that carries you forward. Here's the truth. Courage doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from small steps. Steps you take even when no one's watching. Steps you take even when the world feels heavy. Self-made leaders understand this. They don't wait for perfect timing. They don't wait until they feel ready. They move. They act. They take one step, then another. Even small progress is progress. Even 1 inch forward beats standing still. Think of water carving stone. It doesn't happen overnight. But drop by drop, day by day, it shapes mountains. That's how courage works too. One act at a time, one risk at a time, one decision at a time. And here's the secret. The more you move, the less fear controls you. Because action silences doubt. Action rewires your mind. Action teaches you, I can handle this. So when life feels overwhelming, shrink the step, make it smaller, then take it anyway. Write one line. Send one message, make one call. Do one push-up, tiny steps, but they create massive change. Remember this, confidence is not built in a day, it's built daily. And when you keep moving forward, no matter how small, you create unstoppable momentum. Final reminder, the courage formula unlocked. Now you've heard the formula. Clarify your why. Take imperfect action, reframe failure, surround yourself with courage, and keep moving forward. It sounds simple, but simple is powerful. This is how you believe in yourself against all odds. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move anyway. It's the choice to rise when everything tries to pull you down. So here's your reminder. You are stronger than your fear. You are greater than your doubt. You have within you the courage formula. Now it's time to live it. Step forward, step boldly, Step into the life you know you're meant for. Not someday, not when it's easy, but now. Because courage is waiting, and so is your best self. Thank you for spending this moment with Awaken Light Audio. If something today touched your heart or opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What spoke to you most? Tell us about your journey, your questions, your breakthroughs, and let us know what you'd love to hear next. Subscribe to stay connected. And if this message could uplift someone you care about, send it their way, because light grows when it's shared. Until next time, stay present, stay awakened, and keep becoming who you're meant to be.